2021 form. Where are you now? I mean, are you close to where you were in that 2021 off season, just as far as weight and how you feel and how quick you are?
This offseason was pretty good for me. I say this is probably like the best shape that I've been in since 2019 year. You got that long time of working out, long time of preparation, and like I took them 40 days away and really got to it and got to where I wanted to be.
You feel faster?
Yes, sir. Feel kind of faster, lighter on my feet, like easier to change direction.
What did you do different this season, this off season?
Really locked in. Me and my girl took like one trip right when OTA was over, and then after that, I was kind of locked in Arizona. I think the heat kind of played a part in that too, because Arizona is hot. So had a great trainer, Nick Hill. I mean, we was doing a lot of running, a lot of cardio, a lot of like kind of stuff to kind of trim the fat a little bit. A lot of track working out. Then I got into a routine of flexibility, mobility, and then I got into a boxing a little bit.
How many bare-chested pictures did you send?
So Kyle kind of funny, man. We was chopping it up. I told him what my goal was coming back, but I had sent him a video of the one I had put on Instagram of me catching the ball, and he was like, "Yeah, that's what I like to see." And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." He was kind of joking a little bit.
What is it about Kyle that makes it so that you can respect him so much as a coach, but still kind of have that friendship and jokey relationship with him?
I think I kind of go back to when I came out of college. He was the coach of the Senior Bowl, and I was playing for them. And one thing that kind of stuck with me from him and John was, if I'm on the board when the time came for the Niners to pick in the second round, I was going to be the guy. And so, like, he was real big on a man of his word, and that kind of stuck with me for a long time, and just built a relationship from there.
Deebo, Kyle said one of the things that he's kind of looking for in these first couple practices is that people aren't too eager. You don't go out there too hard, even though you're excited. How do you restrain yourself? Because obviously it must feel great to be out there.
I mean, every day you want to go out there and get better. Defense is going to bring the energy. We're going to bring the energy. We out there to, like, make each other better. So, I mean, we want to keep the energy high as long as possible. We know what's at stake. We know what we want to do as a team. So we just got to bring the energy every day. I mean, it's never a day, we can get too high. It's just like who we are.
When you look at your guys' receiving core coming into this season, how much confidence do you guys have as far as how you stack up against, other teams throughout the league?
How we look at it, like we're our own competitors. We're not competing with nobody else but ourselves. We go in every day. We hard on ourselves. Coach Hank do a great job, of being a great coach, putting us in the position to, to be our better self every day. And, we got kind of guys like Brandon Ayuk, who's taking this game to another level. Juwan Jennings, we getting better every day. And just as a whole group, like, we just going to continue to get better and, like, not pay attention to the outside nor to just compete with ourselves.
What do you get out of the boxing? I know some Marcelino's doing that as well.
It's a good, like, build your endurance type of thing. Rounds of 3 minutes is a pretty long time. So we kind of like build your endurance and kind of cut fat a little bit.
Caught passes from Brock yet? How curious, I guess, are you to see how his velocity is?
No, I haven't caught passes. I think he's been doing rehab for a long time, but I'm talking to him a good bit. He was like, he ready to get back out there with the guys. And, of course, all the guys ready to see how he's been progressing throughout the time that he's been out.
Is it kind of a relief to know that he was cleared for everything to go?
I mean, yeah, quarterback competition is going to be a really good one. Trace has, you asked me, Trace got better since the last time I saw him from due to his injury. He's got better, so I'm excited to see how this camp going to go.
Talking about Ayuk, real quick, Shanahan talked about Brandon Ayuk maturing as a wide receiver. What have you seen from Brandon Ayuk from year 1 to year 2 to year 3 to what you saw today?
Kind of like, it's crazy because I'm with him every day. It's like my guy. From year 1 to now, like, his confidence level is like through the roof. So, he walk in, he walk out every day like nobody can guard him. And you walk around with that type of attitude, you take that out there to the field, it can only translate, So, he's took his game to another level, and it's very exciting to see.
You said you saw Trey better. How?
The way the ball is coming out, he used to throw the ball kind of hard a lot. But he kind of got a great touch to his ball now. He's more comfortable. He's more relaxed back there. He's looked a little bit more porous to me.
Kind of showed that one throw today, Deebo, where he had to throw it over Fred, and you were kind of bracketed by Fred.
Yeah, we talk about that all camp. Like, Fred is the hardest guy to get a special on. So, as I'm running over, I'm already know Fred is like over there. You know, we kind of talked about it. It's Trey. Like, I mean, ain't too much more you could have done with that ball because you know Fred is always going to be the guy to try to stop that route every day.
How's Danny Gray coming to camp?
I was working out with Danny Gray a little bit last week. You can tell he's been working a lot. You know, it's still a lot of things that, you know what I'm saying, we have to work on as a group and, like, bring him on as well of, like, maturing a little bit. But he kind of get down on himself when he makes mistakes. But in his offense, in his game that we play, you're going to make mistakes. It's just like how you're going to respond.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Kittle will be our next one.
Don't all jump at once. It's crazy.
What were your thoughts when you heard Brock had been cleared? You guys had some incredible chemistry last season, and you think that's going to continue this year?
Yes, continue. Just happy for him. You know, getting hurt sucks. Spending like an entire offseason just grinding every single day, showing up and doing like all the little and just like focus on rehabbing and not like being able to improve your game. It's frustrating, but you know, he did a great job. Our training staff did a great job, and the fact that he's cleared now and available to us, and I think he gets to practice tomorrow. Hey, that's awesome for the Niners. You know, I thought our quarterbacks played well today, so you throw another good quarterback into the mix, and hey, now we got a plethora of quarterbacks. Can't wait.
Trey looked like he's improved from last year to this year. What have you noticed specifically about his improvement, or where has he improved in your mind?
Just today in this one practice. I know. I'm teasing. What I've seen since, you know, last season throughout OTAs today, I mean, he has a confidence to him. Like, he doesn't look like he's second guessing himself. He doesn't look like he's, you know, thinking about the plays at all. Plays called, he knows what it is. He steps in the huddle with confidence, and if you can just do those things, it just gives you, you know, an opportunity to go be great because you're not thinking about anything else. So he steps up there. He had some good balls today. Threw them well. I loved on a third down. Pocket broke down. Escapes. Gets a first down with his legs. Like, that's what we want him to do. We want him to, you know, use his athleticism to make plays, and you know, that's just what he's doing. And like I said, having fun, confidence makes me happy.
How much do you enjoy talking about quarterbacks, answering questions about quarterbacks, analyzing quarterbacks?
That's great, Grant. Hey, 2023, we're back, baby. You know, I just had quarterback controversy since I think my whole career. So yeah, no, I'm great at it. Talk about them as much as you guys want to. I'll say nice things about everybody. That's just what I do. Just keep them coming. You're gonna get the same damn answers.
Kyle was talking about it sort of easing into the first.
That was funny. I'm sorry. That was funny.
I was talking about sort of easing into the first practice, and he doesn't want people to be too eager, you know, to protect against injury, that kind of thing. How does that sit with, you know, players like yourself that want to just get out and get after it?
Well, for me, I've realized that it's hard to play football without shoulder pads on. So these first 4 days, it's I'm pretty held back. I mean, like, I'll go run routes and stuff like that, but like, I can't really, you know, run block the way that I want to run block. Like, you can get, you know, you can do the fundamentals, you can step well, you can get good hand placement, but you can't throw your shoulders into people and stuff like that. So as long as we're practicing well, but you know, once the shoulder pads get on, I think that's kind of more so when you got to like really be reminding yourself that it's not a live game, because you're going to be so eager and so excited because, you know, we had a great football team last year that played at a high level. We practiced at a high level, and we want to get back to that as quickly as we can so we, you know, don't start off slow this season. And so everyone's, you know, eager to play football. But I think we're doing a good job so far without the pads on. You know, we'll see in the next coming days. But, you know, once those pads come on, it'll probably be a bit more violent, which is what I'm really looking forward to.
What was Kyle's, I guess, overriding message in the first team meeting of camp? What he wanted to convey to you guys about what you need to get done?
We have a fantastic roster. You know, everybody tells us that we're a really good football team. Doesn't really matter right now, you know. So we got to go out there and work really, really hard every single day. And, you know, hopefully we can take a really good roster and make it a really great roster by our work ethic, you know, our intent every single day. And as long as we get out of this thing healthy with a lot of hard work, we have the ability to take that good, great roster and do some really special things with it. So just get after it every single day and just attack one day at a time.
There was one thing. He didn't say the word Super Bowl yesterday. Neither did a couple other guys. Is that a word that, or a phrase that doesn't want to be mentioned? Or?
You know, I'm going to focus on one day at a time and just win one game at a time. But, you know, win today. We still got a walkthrough left, and I'll focus on tomorrow when tomorrow gets here. We are like 201 days away, but, you know, no one's counting.
Julie, the nucleus of this roster, you guys have been so close and have been able to get over the hump. Like, how much do you openly think about, like, hey, we need to get this done with this group because you don't know how many more opportunities you're going to get?
I think that's something that our team is very aware of. We have a guy like, we have a lot of highly paid players on this team who have earned that money. And you can only pay so many guys. And we know that, some of those guys are kind of at the end of their contracts, the end of the guarantees, and that's when kind of, things start to move. So yes, we're very aware of that. I don't think it's something that, hey, we have a team meeting where we're like, hey, like this is it. But like our vet guys, we understand that, some we kind of talked about in OTAs. It'll be mentioned throughout training camp. We're aware of that. We know that, we have a fantastic team. We need to win games. It's on us. It's on our amazing coaching staff. It's on our amazing players. Like we have to go out there and win. So we're focused on that. But really, we know that we just work really hard, great effort. We can really, take this roster to the next level. And that's all we're really focused on. We get out of this, we feel like if we're healthy and working hard, that we can go toe to toe with anybody.
When you say it's something you talked about it, David.
Oh, hey, what's up? How you doing?
You're doing great. You said it's something you talked about at OTAs. You mean among players, like, hey?
Yes, we're aware that there are certain guys that are maybe, whether it's at the end of their contracts, and like the team might be, that happened in 2019. We lost some key players. They had to go to different teams and stuff like that. We're aware, the business side of it. We understand that. We have a fantastic football team. We have a great core guys in really important positions. We understand that some, the window, whatever that is, could be closing. We're going to try our best to keep that window open as long as we possibly can, but we're going to try to sneak out some wins, while that window is still open according to everybody else. Like, we're aware of that. And I'm not going to say, we didn't have a leadership council meeting, we're all just saying, hey, focus in. I think we were pretty focused last year. I think we were pretty focused in 2021. I think we're pretty focused this year. And, hopefully our work and our intent are reflected this year.
Kyle and Deebo talked about the maturation process of Brandon Ayuk and just how much he's progressed.
That's a good phrase, maturation process.
I learned a few things in school.
Vocab word. Sorry.
What have you seen personally from him that's really impressed you?
Our offense is really big it's built around, all of our routes and our concepts are built on steps, the quarterback drop, and it's all timing stuff. And if you're a wide receiver, you see other wide receivers throughout the league, they have a lot of freedom to do a bunch of crazy stuff in their routes and stuff. That's not really our offense. It is, hey, quarterback has a 5-step. He has a 5-step with a hitch. Your route is 7 steps. You need to hit 7 steps on this landmark instantly. And so then when the quarterback throws the ball, he can look this way, and when he turns, he doesn't have to see you. He can just throw it, and he knows that you're going to be right there. And young wide receivers in our offense, it takes them a while to figure that out because they're like, oh, I'm just going out there to play catch. And it's like, no, that's not our offense. Our offense is precise. That's what you have to do. And it takes guys a while to realize, the work ethic and the practice and the attention to detail that goes into that. And Ayuk figured that out, going into year 3. And then when he figured that, and he was a great football player before that, but he figured out all the details that go into this offense. And then what he's done great at is he's figured all that out. He's learned all that. And now he gets to add his own sauce on top of all that stuff. And so now you see those cool plays, the cool catches where he's ripping it away from people, and he's just taking another step. And it's because he has this foundation, this understanding of this awesome offense that gives him the opportunity to go out there and just route people up and look like a superstar, which is what he is.
How are Cameron Latu and Braden Willis coming along?
I think they're doing a great job. Talk about the maturation process. Thank you. I think they're both, they took OTAs. They came back a week early, spent some time with my tight ends coach. I think Flurry's done a great job with them. He really harps on them all the time about, the details of the offense, understanding exactly what you have to do so you don't have to think about, what you don't have to think about it once you get out there. And I think they both had a good day today. They had some good OTAs practices. They started stacking days. It's easy right now. We don't have shoulder pads on. It's day 1. We had 16 reps a day. I think most guys had 6 to 8 reps. So hopefully they just keep stacking. They have good days. They stay in their playbook and they keep going. They're both good football players. They both run good routes. They're both strong. They have great effort. So that's what you want in a football player. I think it's there. So let's just see if they can be consistent with it.
Does it ever remind you about your first time when you went through your first training camp, and do you ever talk to guys about that and where you were grasping the offense?
Yeah, I was actually in the middle of the Pacific Ocean holding onto a life raft. That's about where I was. I will say I think the way that we install now is a little bit easier. I think we figured that part out. I think Kyle has done a really good job with that part of the offense, how fitting everything together, and we do a really good job now. Hey, these are our favorite plays that we ran last year, and so we're going to focus on them and build out our playbook through them. And so the way we install, I think, is, yeah, no offense to Kyle, but I think it's more efficient now than it was 7 years ago. But like I said, I think Fleury, I mean, he's really good at instilling the details, installing those details. And so I think they have this great foundation to go off of. And so I think, my 2 rookie tight ends, they're definitely probably farther along than I was on day one. But like I said, it's day 1's easy. Day 2's kind of easy. Day 3's pretty easy. You get an off day, you come back. Day 4's not that hard. Day 5, first day of pads, everyone's excited. You get into day 6, 7, 8. That's when you figure out, who wants to play the game. And so, hey, I love all my teammates. Hopefully everybody does a great job. And, ask me again in a week.
George, you mentioned keeping the window open.
Yeah, we'll go back to back. What's up?
You mentioned keeping the window open as long
Sure.
as possible. Leadership, something you've always kind of taken pride in, but does it occur to you that, like, hey, helping younger guys can help us achieve that, getting guys up to that level to make sure that window stays open?
How many guys on the team, like, after the 53-man cut, it's like 60, 69, right? I need all those guys. Like, I don't care if you're on practice squad. I don't care if you're a rookie. I don't care if you're the R5 on kickoff. Like, I need every single person. I'm very aware of that. We encourage, me and Fred stand here in front of the rookies right before you go to the 40 days away at the end of OTAs, and we're very straight with them. Like, look, some of you are going to be here, some of you aren't. The guys that are going to be here are going to participate. They're going to help us win. Like, I can't win without you guys. We can't win with 30 good guys and 20 bad players. Like, I need 69 really good football players that want to win. They want to bring it every single day. Intent, effort. Like, that's all I really give a shit about. And so if they want to bring it, if they have the goals, the high standards, that's what we want. And it's really fun because I think we have a great roster, like I said. We have a lot of guys who want to be on this team. And so the battles throughout camp are going to be really fun to watch. And hopefully by the time we get to the 53 plus the 15, 16 practice squad guys, we have a very great roster that has an ability to win and go out and get things done.
You talked about the evolution of this team. How has tight end you evolved?
Ooh, thank you. Yeah, sorry, one more time. You got me excited.
How have you seen the evolution of tight end you throughout the years, and what did you get from it this season to get you ready for 23?
Ooh, let's see. The evolution of it, it kind of started out as this, like, we wanted to get a couple guys in town, train, and then, holy shit, 45 guys showed up at that first one, 49 guys. Did it at a high school, did some drills, ran some routes, came back the next year, moved it to Vanderbilt, had 85 guys. And really, the steps that it's taken is we kind of, like, at the end of every one, we send out, like, hey, what can we do better? And guys were really big on, they want to know, like, hey, what's your mindset going into a football game? What's your mindset going into a week of practice? Or, hey, we want to see, Travis, will you talk about running the same route versus 4 different coverages? And so, like, we've grown into, like, listening to the players of what they want to see. And one of my favorite things was we got to see, it was awesome, like, vocal speakers, Travis talked about a couple things. Gronk showed up. He got to talk about his mindset and what it takes to win every single day. Good decisions, bad decisions. And one of my favorites was Jordan Reed showed up, and he spent like 20 minutes talking about releases, which was one of the coolest things. And he had all these old videos that he had recorded on his phone, on his iPad from when he was at Washington, and it's just crushing people and it's making people look so stupid on his releases. And he broke them down too into like 3 different drills that you can do to use his releases, no matter how athletic you are, no matter how tall you are, short you are, strong you are, fast you are. And he broke it down for all these tight ends to look and read, and then he sent all those clips out back to them so they can take that home with them and study them. It's pretty cool stuff. And like those are releases that I spent the rest of the offseason trying. So hey, if you see a Jordan Reed type release from me, make sure you give him a shout out. But that I got to watch Travis Kelce. Talked about he runs a lot of these high crosses, like 15 to 20 yard crossing routes. But it's paired with a sail route, which is the same thing, except you fake in, break out. And he just showed how he runs it versus different coverages. It's the exact same thing, like the first 10 to 12 yards, DB has no idea what he's running, and then depending on the coverage is what the top of the route looks like. And to see him explain that and be like, oh, that makes a lot of sense now. So when I'm watching it on tape, it's not like, why did he do that? I now know why he's doing those things. And so, hey, when I get that opportunity to do that with one of my routes, hey, this is a guy who 1,000 yards, 7 straight seasons, probably knows what he's talking about when he's talking about running routes. I can use that next time I run one of these routes. And it's just cool to be able to learn from guys that are really good at their position and then take that home with you and try to use it yourself. All right. Thanks, guys. $20.
Awkward.
Kyle called this kind of a slower, easier first practice. Did it feel that way, or did you like the tempo?
Tempo was great. Definitely was. The league is getting better at acclimating guys into the season, and also, there's a high chance of injury the first 2 weeks of the season. So it's good to, get guys going, but, do it safely. And, I think they do a good job here of that. We have a good plan. Kyle and Ben and Dustin and the medical staff come up with a good plan, and I think it's beneficial for us.
Has that gotten better every year you've been in the league? I mean, were you ever in a situation where you got worn down like right away, where it was old school, where they're really beating on you?
Yeah, definitely the league has changed a little bit since I've been here, but I think it's changed for the better. It's definitely used to be a little rougher, especially first day training camp. I remember being a little rougher than today was, but I think it's for the better of the players and the longevity of our season. We don't need to win a game today. We need to be able to win games, when the season starts.
Zurich strikes me as a guy who likes to get after it. How does he do with the backup base?
A little mixed, but no, he does a great job. Even Coach Chris has calmed down throughout the years. Having a daughter has mellowed him out. So, we have some former, Tap used to play for him in Detroit, and Alex Barrett was there with him in Detroit as well too. So they tell us the stories of a little bit younger Chris. He wasn't as mellow, so.
You consider him as mellow?
Now that I know him, yeah. I've been around him a long time, so he's just really passionate, and that passion shows, in him, being passionate about the game and being passionate about his players. So it always comes out, but it's pretty mellow. I know him now. I know when he's saying certain stuff to, get a certain reaction. So it's good being around him and being coached by him, though.
You mentioned being here for a while. You're the longest tenured Niner on the team now. At 9 years in, what does that mean to you? Does it feel like it's gone fast, slow? What's that feel like?
Mixed sometimes. Sometimes I feel like it flew by. Sometimes, looking back at when I first started, that seems like a long time ago. A lot has changed, since I've been here. So, but no, it's been amazing. Super blessed to be here my entire career, and not really have to get to know another place and be at a top class organization that I have been this long. A lot of people wouldn't have thought I'd be here this long, but I'm here, so it's been good.
Not to get ahead of yourself, but 10 years would be next year. There's a wall for that. Is that something that you strive for?
No, that would be awesome. Being one place for 10 years, I think is hard to do, and not a lot of people do it for a number of reasons. You have to be good, obviously, and things have to work out, from a football standpoint and a whole bunch of other scenarios. So, yeah, but, if I was able to achieve that, that would definitely be a good thing that a lot of guys aren't able to do.
You played next to a lot of different guys over those 9 seasons. Does Hargrave remind you of any one of those ex-teammates?
No, I think he's pretty unique in a sense. I mean, we've had some guys more of his stature, but I think he's a pretty unique player with his stature and his pass rush ability as well too. I think we've had some explosive, strong guys, which he is, but like a complete full player like he is pretty unique.
You guys have had a very good team for a couple of years now, obviously, but it's objective. But when you look at this roster, it seems like maybe this is the most loaded you guys have ever been. Do you share that sense? You get that sense in the locker room, like, man, this might be our best chance?
Yeah, well, at the start of the season, they always say, everybody has a chance to win a Super Bowl. And I would say there's, about 6 to 8 teams that have a better chance than others, that have a legit chance. And I think, we're definitely one of those teams, and We have a great group of talent. We have a great culture, great coaching. So we definitely have an opportunity, and that's all you can ask for at the beginning of the season. And as the seasons progress, is the opportunity to achieve that ultimate goal, which is winning the Super Bowl. So we definitely have the team that is capable of it, and we definitely have the opportunity. Now it's on us to get to work and do everything we can to try to seize it.
Aaron, how do you talk about your culture? You guys do have a good culture. There's a lot of new faces in your D-line room. Do you feel the need to verbalize the speed at which you guys practice and your guys' culture to the new guys in the room?
No, not necessarily. I mean, I'm not the coach. Chris does a great job of when, Chris doesn't bring in guys that he feel like can't, play the way he wants anyway. So as far as my role is just to be the best I can, try to use my knowledge to help other guys. And, we have a great culture, but, I wouldn't say I'm the most hoorah guy. Nick isn't either. And, we can lead by example and, show the way it's done, without necessarily having to get on guys or anything like that. It's been good, playing with all these different groups throughout these years. It's been a lot of fun. And right now, starting that journey of building that camaraderie together. Guys are new and they're still figuring each other out. And the more we practice and the more we play, it's going to be fun to get to know each other and go out on the field and play for one another.
Eric, what was it like seeing Terrence Mitchell join the team with Sacramento Kid and also an Oregon Duck?
Yeah, I was super excited. I was here when he worked out for the team a couple months ago, I believe, and he told me he had an opportunity to sign with us during training camp, and I was really hoping that happened, and it did happen. And I love seeing guys where I'm from being successful, and play with him. I've known T-Mitch probably since 6th grade. Played with him at Oregon, and now being on the same team in the NFL is pretty special and pretty cool.
How is training camp day one different or similar with Coach Wilkes, with Coach D'Amico, with Coach Solomon? What stands out?
We're just getting going with Coach Wilkes, so don't have too many observations on that one. Coach Wilkes is a great coach. I'm excited to take on this journey with him. Solomon and D'Amico were two different personalities, but with similar messaging, I would say. But it doesn't change much of how we practice and how we play. How defense is meant to be played.
Has Nick Bosa been involved in your positional group chat throughout his, kind of being away from everything?
Yeah, and Nick always keeps in contact with his guys, and so we've been in contact. He's doing great. He's always doing good. Training, I'm sure, probably in the weight room.
Not worried about any of his future, or did he even talk about that at all?
No, I mean, I think Nick has told everyone, he knows what he did on the field, and he knows how valuable of a player he is, and he knows he'll be compensated for it. So I don't think he has a worry in his mind, and I don't think we're here worried either. The Niners have a great track record of taking care of people who do things the right way and are exceptional players, and I'm sure that'll get taken care of too. Definitely deserves it.
You've been, 3 of the last 4 seasons have ended in kind of heartbreaking fashion. How long does it take you to digest the end of a season like that, and then start looking ahead and gearing up for the next season and trying again?
Probably like 3 weeks. Yeah, when you lose, you kind of in limbo, especially when you lose. My bad. When you lose, we're not going to the playoffs. It's like, all right, I can play in my off season. I'm going to go on vacation. But when you go to the playoffs, you never know when it's going to be over. So you never know until that last game. And then so you're kind of in limbo for a little bit, like, dang, what do we do now? Do I start training? Like, dang, it's just over with. So that takes a couple weeks, and then you flush it, and then start the journey. You know, OTAs and all that stuff starts quick, so you can't be thinking about it too long. You got to start training, start getting ready for the next season.
Nick, you mentioned Nick not being really a rah-rah guy, and you seem pretty measured about the way you go about things. Javon Hargrave is a pretty humble, low-key guy. Is there a stirred-up presence on the defensive line?
I think our stirred-up presence is how we play. You know, I don't think guys want to mess with us. So I think that's our stirred-up presence.